So this is a 50-30 constructed match that we played in Portland at the store FAB Foundry. FAB Foundry specializes in flesh and blood product and events, but they do support some sorcery play for us, which is great, which is a really good resource for the community. And the decks that we're playing right now, the top up there is my friend Kevin. He is playing his Sparkmage deck. And then I am playing an Avatar of Air deck. It's more or less, it's a mono air deck, and it is basically kind of like a meta version of a deck similar to the one that won Golden State Gauntlet about a week ago down in California. It's not a deck that I play that often, or at all, really. I think this is the first time that I'm actually playing Avatar of Air in practice, but I wanted to give Kevin a game against Avatar of Air just as a meta match. So turn one, I'm playing out a beacon, even though I can't take advantage of the Genesis ability on that, just because there are 2 additional sites in my hand that I would rather play in future turns for positioning or effect. Kevin's gonna play with Dark Tower. He's gonna gain 2 mana from that, and he's going to immediately play a Poison Dagger. And Poison Dagger is one of the big combos that you use in a Sparkmage deck. You equip it to the Sparkmage, it makes its ability lethal. So basically the Sparkmage deals damage. It can just deal damage when it taps, based on the amount of threshold on spells that you cast that turn. And anything that it can ping nearby that takes 1 point of damage will just instantly die. So because he plays that out turn 1, it makes my life a little bit more difficult, and I'm gonna go ahead and play Free City into the middle just because I want that site central on the board, so I can push things into it. Kevin's also going to play, it looks like, a Free City in the center of the board as well. It's a pretty good location to have a Free City. It makes it harder for your opponent to attack into you. So you can see in my hand here, I already have I have 2 magic missiles, which are good. They're a way to kind of keep pushing damage to his avatar, because in this current board state, when I bring a creature out, I'm probably only going to get 1 swing with a creature as long as he has this Poison Dagger. And then on his next turn, he has the option to essentially ping it with the Sparkmage and like instant kill it if it's nearby. Playing the Gothic Tower, I have a total of 4 mana for the turn, but I'm only going to use 3, and I'm going to cast Hosteagle up there. And I think that's a bit of a misplay on my part. I probably should have cast it back on the home site there on the beacon, just because there's no real benefits to having it there at the moment. I think I put it there just to threaten in case he wanted to put a site further up, but I can't really attack into his Free City with my Hosteagle because it can just defend and kill it. And it also puts it closer to the Sparkmage to just increases that risk of having it ping. He can't move and also tap to use its ability, but he can cheat it up with like a blink or something and ping. There's a Headless Haunt come down, and I don't know if that is necessarily the best location for it. I think I discussed with him while we're playing that for the most part it's probably better to play your Headless Haunt out in the corner because it's going to have to random roll in the next turn anyways. So better to just not even give your opponent the ability to play a site underneath it. The only exception would be if you needed the Headless Haunt in a position in order to potentially defend. But I don't think he really needs to defend Free City right now. Because like I said, like if the Host-Eagle attacks in, it's a power 3. And the Free City would easily take care of that. Right now I am playing a site under the Haunt. Not to really deal with the Haunt right now, but more so to kind of develop the board on that side, get into position, create sites in positions that I want, and then to give the Eagle stealth to kind of make it unhittable at the moment, or untargetable at the moment. And then I play Phase Assassin up there again to give it stealth, playing it into the void to give it stealth. The goal here is to kind of have my pieces in. A stealth creature can attack into a site or a minion, and they can't be defended while they have stealth on that first attack, and then the stealth token would drop. So it just allows me again to push in some damage, at least get an attack in with these minions before they potentially start getting zapped with the poisonous dagger damage from the Sparkmage. So again, Kevin got a decent roll on the randomization for Headless Haunt, and then he was able to move in and attack for 4 damage. I opted not to block with the Host-Eagle because I think it's more important to potentially use it to push in some of that damage that I need. And then he put down a Grim Reaper. And so the Grim Reaper is a little bit difficult. I have to play around it, so I'm thinking about like if I have ways to either remove it from the board without having a creature touch it, or giving up a creature that I don't mind kind of removing from the game. So I opt to attack in with a Host-Eagle to remove the Grim Reaper from the board, and as a result then he gets to look through my entire hand, he gets to look through my deck, and he gets to find and remove any additional Host-Eagles from those locations. I only have one more Host-Eagle in this deck, which he's going to find and remove. And looking back on this was probably not a great play on my part. It would probably have been better to fly the Avatar of Air diagonally to the tower and then use one of the magic missiles in my hand to take care of it. That way that way I would have denied him the ability to dig through my hand, to dig through my deck, and remove the other Host-Eagle. Losing the second Host-Eagle wasn't a huge deal in my opinion. I just didn't think about the potential the potential downside of giving him free reign to kind of see my hand and dig through my deck. I mean, the one plus side to that would be that I get to retain the magic missile, so I do still have 2 magic missiles in my hand, which is not bad. It's a good thing. And if I had spent a magic missile, it is somewhat inefficient to remove the Grim Reaper, just because Grim Reaper only needs 1 point of damage to remove it, to send it to the cemetery, and I'd be kind of losing out on 2 points of damage. So right now I'm attacking in with the Phase Assassin, and then I am choosing to tap and play another Treetop Hideout to give it stealth again. So I felt like that was a pretty good play. It allowed me to push in some damage to the Avatar, to the Sparkmage, and then immediately re-stealth that minion to make it hard to interact with. So he gets an unfavorable random roll for the Headless Haunt location on the start of his turn. It sends it way back to his back line there. It's going to make it unable for him to attack into anything, really. Like he can't attack the Phase Assassin because it's stealth. He can't attack my sights because he's not in position. So Kevin's clarifying that if he uses a lightning bolt would see through stealth, which is correct. Lightning bolt will target the site and not the minion. So he's going to step and move away with his avatar and then target the tower site with a lightning bolt to remove my phase assassin. I'm going to pass turn back to me. It's a little unfortunate the way that I have framed this video. I think in the future I'm going to pan out a little bit more just so I can potentially see the hands for both players. I didn't take that into account, or I didn't consider that, I think, when I was setting up the camera. So Avatar of Air, I'm flying it over to the tower. So it can fly to the, it can fly itself. It can fly any unit, as long as it's on as long as it is on an air site to start. I play another phase assassin into the void, giving it stealth. And pass turn to Kevin. Kevin does a random roll again for the haunt, puts it back into a position that it can attack into my sights with. And then I forgot to tap the Avatar of Air at the end of my turn for a sight, so thankfully Kevin was gracious and allowed me to kind of roll that back really quick, just because it wasn't going to affect his turn that he had just started. So he's attacking in with the Haunt again for another 4 points of damage. That is going to take me to 12. He is sitting at 17 currently. I believe that the Sparkmage is untapped at this point. And he just forgot to untap it. He plays a phase assassin, and we clarify really quick. I think I tried to give it stealth right now, but Kevin reminds me that because it was cast onto a site and not into the void, it does not gain stealth. It's only going to gain stealth if it enters the void. Yeah, there I go. So Kevin is, I believe, passing turn back to me with that. Draw spell for turn. It looks like a Tooth Fairy. Minion. And I'm just debating kind of what I'm going to play. If I recall correctly, I have a rolling boulder in my hand, and so I think that's the next play we're going to see here. Yeah, so I'm going to fly the Avatar of Air up from the tower to the next site. I'm going to play a rolling boulder onto that site, and then I'm going to tap the Avatar of Air to activate the rolling boulder and give it a push in the direction to the left. So the rolling boulder is going to roll across the realm until it is stopped, and it will be stopped before it enters the void. And everything that it hits is going to deal 4 points of damage to. So the Avatar is going to take 4 points, and then it will kill the phase assassin that exists there. Now I am taking a step to move with my phase assassin from the void to the site, and I'm setting myself up to potentially roll the boulder back once again on my next turn. If he chooses not to move his Sparkmage. Again, Kevin gets lucky with the Headless Haunt random roll, so he puts it in a really good position to just attack in again. Kevin's checking the boulder, and he's going to go ahead and disenchant it. Which was a decent play, especially if he wanted to stay on that site. So again, attacking in with the Headless Haunt this turn. And Headless Haunt, though, swings hurt. It's a power 4 minion, so that really adds up. He's going to take the Wizards then for the card draw. And then he's going to pass turn back to me. So I drew a spell. Looks like I drew a Dapperville Vampire, which is a decent card to have. Available mana, I have 5 mana, so I have just enough mana to cast the Vampire this turn. And I think right now I'm just weighing my options. Like, I'm trying to space apart my minions on the board, or put minions on the board in a way that will force the Sparkmage to have to move to deal with them, to burn some turns to deal with them, unless it cheats out with some additional movement, with like a grapple shot or a blink to reposition. So again, it's like this turn I took a little bit longer to think about, just because I was trying to decide how I wanted to do it, how I wanted to place my minions. So here I'm flying the Avatar of Earth from the air site that it's on. I'm flying it to the Kevin's Free City, and then I'm pushing, and then I'm using the. So this was, I think, a misplay on my part, because I accidentally flew it twice. What I should have done is I should have attacked into Free City, which he could have Free City or the Avatar, which would have caused the defend. And then I could have pushed his Avatar down, but that was a misplay on my part. I shouldn't have been able to fly twice on that turn. And then I believe I moved up and attacked with the Phase Assassin, and then I played the Dapperville Vampire. And mainly the reason to play the Dapperville Vampire was to, buy another turn with the Phase Assassin. So if he wants to move up, if he wants to tap for damage, he's going to have to deal with the Dapperville. I don't think that was a great play on my part either. I think that I should have probably played the Dapperville just back up on that second treetop hideout, just to make it harder for him, to make him have to do more of the work to get a Sparkmage into position. So now he's going to choose the Magic Missiles, the Avatar. And then he's going to tap and do the point of damage to the Dapperville, which is lethal to kill it. Again, that was bad positioning on my part. I should have just given that up to him. He's going to choose to do Magic Missiles again, and then attack me with Death's Door. And I think what we decided later on here was that he didn't actually have to use the second magic missile. He could have just attacked for the free city that the Avatar of Air was standing on. But at that point, we had moved too far ahead, and so we didn't really roll that back. So a lot of times when you're playing a game of Sorcery, like the players in the community, we tend to keep it friendly, and we try to keep it as casual as we can. If we catch things, we'll roll it back, but if we don't catch them, we'll kind of roll with it and keep going. So since I'm so far away from the Sparkmage, I attacked in with the Phase Assassin to the Wizard's Den, which is going to push damage into him, and then it's also going to force a discard. I'm going to respond to Kevin with my own magic missiles. I'm going to move to Updraft Ridge, and then I'm going to fly the Avatar into the corner. Just because now that I'm sitting at Death's Door, I needed to get some distance from him. And then I played a Cast into Exile on the Headless Haunt. I didn't want to roll the dice on where the Headless Haunt was going to appear next turn. So I had him shuffle that back into his library, hopefully to not have to deal with it again for the next couple turns. Since we are entering into the end game here, so we're both at Death's Door. So at this point, he either needs a defender if he's going to stay on my free city, or he needs to move away from my free city. Otherwise, next turn, that free city would just attack the Sparkmage. So it looks like he's moving away. He's stepping back to his city. And then he's going to take a 50-50 chance with a lightning bolt in the corner. So he's calling odds for the Avatar of Air, and he's calling evens for the Phase Assassin. The first roll rolled off the table. The second one, the die was cocked, so we're going to roll again. And it's odds. So sometimes your best option is to take that 50-50 with a lightning bolt to close it out. And then my hand, I had a magic missile. I was going to move back to that watchtower, fly over, and then zap him for the last point. So it was probably a good thing that he could close it out with the lightning bolt that turn. So a very fun game. I learned a lot. In theory, I understand kind of what an Avatar of Air deck is supposed to do. That was kind of my first time piloting it. So it was fun to kind of see those interactions and see how the deck works and what it can do.